Tonight, Election Day across Central Texas. They look at some of the hottest races, including some big controversial bonds. Plus, we remember a Navy SEAL killed during a mission in Somalia, the first casualty there in more than 20 years. KVUE News at 6 starts right now.
This is KVUE News at 6.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Chris Betts. It is Election Day and several key races are being decided right now. Now, if you haven't voted yet, the polls are open until 7. You can go to any voting center in your county. Austin isn't holding any races this year, but officials moved those races to November. So let's get to the big ones going on in other places in Central Texas right now. Elections in Williamson and Hays County are underway. A lot is on the ballot, from new city council members to electing a new mayor. And the hottest item? Round Rock ISD's multi-million-dollar bond to restructure the district. But that potential cost to taxpayers has been a big concern leading up to today. KVUE's Nicole Rosales is live outside of Fern Bluff Elementary School, one of the many voting sites in Williamson County. Nicole, how's the line looking out there? And talk to us a little bit about what this bond entails.
Well, there has been a steady flow of people going in over the last hour or so. They still have until 7 before the doors close on them. But this $572 million bond can be broken down into 3 parts. So that's going to address the growth by building new schools. They're going to expand design in current schools and add new fine arts and athletic facilities. Now, Round Rock ISD says they grow by 500 students per year and that this would help the district maintain their success. However, over the last few months, there has been a huge debate on the financial aspect of this proposed bond. Now, according to Round Rock ISD's projection, the annual tax rate change per homeowner will actually be around $26, but opponents say that number is much higher, some estimating over $300, and they felt that the district was over-reliant in their projections. So today, voters' voices will be heard. Again, those doors will be closing within the next hour. We are tracking those numbers. If you go to our website, KVUE.com, you can see those roll in. Right now, we're live in Williamson County. Nicole Rosales, KVUE News.
Thanks, Nicole. Some contested races tonight include the position of Round Rock Mayor. That's a 3-headed race, including Hilda Montgomery. She's a project manager at Dell EMC, who was a precinct chairwoman of the Williamson County Democratic Party for 8 years. Round Rock Mayor Pro Tem Craig Morgan, who joined the Round Rock City Council back in 2011, and Josh Couture, an 18-year-old high school student at Cedar Ridge. All right, how about the race for the Georgetown mayor? Current Mayor Dale Ross is seeking re-election against Dr. Sherwin Kahn, a retired chiropractor and social activist. Another big vote tonight is in Lakeway for Prop 1. That proposition is for a new $23 million police facility. In Hays County, you have the San Marcos ISD proposition. That's $107 million for schools, $14.5 million proposition for a public library, and the $17.5 million public safety proposition for police and fire facilities. So if you missed any of that or you're intrigued in another race, we have a team in place ready to get those results for you as soon as they come in. Be sure to check KVUE.com for live updates, and we'll have them for you, of course, here coming up on the Night Beat. Well, with the attack at the University of Texas last week, mental illness is on the minds of many around our community. This morning, hundreds gathered at the state capitol to raise awareness about the importance of mental health in children. KVUE's Corey Coffin was there.
Clad in shades of green, with signs like "all wounds are not visible" and "children's mental health." Hundreds marched from the state capitol to make their voices heard, ending up at Wooldridge Square Park to gather in support.
We want to be included. We want for our opinions to be heard.
Experts say 1 in 5 children have some form of mental illness, and the key is catching it early.
That does not mean that they're violent, but it does mean that we definitely do need early intervention
to possibly prevent tragedies like Monday's attack on the UT campus. Police say the suspect has a history of mental illness.
You see these children that have a diagnosis, and if they were handled, if the community was more inclusive of them, maybe we wouldn't have had some of the stuff that we've had in the past.
Veronica Martinez has a daughter with autism, but understands how important the issue is even if you don't know someone who has mental illness.
Everybody benefits from mental health in schools, mental health training in hospitals and in doctors' offices. It really just makes for a more resilient and inclusive society, which is really better for everybody.
She founded the Better Beehive Project, which is just like Yelp for the special needs community, allowing parents to provide recommendations for the most accommodating businesses in town.
It's a great way for them to have one spot to look, like, 'cause sometimes when you have a child with a special need, it can be very isolating.
It's just one of several resources parents could learn about during the Advocacy Day.
You make its antennas,
which is aptly named Flight to Freedom from Stigma. For KVUE News, I'm Corey Coffin.
Today, people gathered in Graham, Texas to remember Harrison Brown. The UT freshman was stabbed to death on campus on Monday. And last night, a student a cappella group performed in his honor.
'Cause I know that you'll make everything all right, and I know that you'll take good care of your child.
That is the UT Ransom Notes that you're listening to. Harrison was a member of the group he joined at the beginning of the semester. He also played the trumpet and sang in the choir at Graham High School. Today, friends and family said a final goodbye to Jordan Edwards. The 15-year-old was shot and killed by a Balk Springs officer last week.
There's no way to describe the range of emotions that all of us have felt, and I just don't know. I can't even put it into words.
Today's funeral was held at a Mesquite church. Officer Roy Oliver is now charged with murdering Edwards. He turned himself in and bonded out last night. And a sad day for one of the U.S. military's elite fighting forces. A Navy SEAL has died, killed fighting a terror group in Somalia. This is the first combat casualty there since that infamous Black Hawk Down incident back in '93. Kyle Milliken, a 38-year-old senior chief special warfare operator from Maine, was killed on Thursday after he and his team came under fire from al-Shabaab fighters. 2 other SEALs were also injured. Milliken was a decorated 15-year veteran. He was also a member of SEAL Team 6, the elite unit credited with killing Osama bin Laden in 2011. He also earned 4 Bronze Stars in Iraq and Afghanistan.